I'm here in bright and sunny Goa, but I'm not here on a holiday. I'm here to drive yet another compact SUV. Now, this segment has been buzzing lately with as many as 3 cars launched since 2016. Obviously, being Maruti, the Brezza has done really well. But even cars like the Tata Nexon and the Honda WRV have been well received. Now though, the dethroned king, the car which revolutionized this segment is back with a new face and updated mechanicals. The Ford EcoSport is back. As you can see, the biggest change in the new EcoSport is to the face. The macho grille flanked by the stylish headlamps gives it a muscular and in-your-face look. The new headlamps to look sharper and now include projectors and DRLs. The front bumper is new as well, and overall Ford has done a good job of giving the revised EcoSport a distinct identity. The side profile though remains the same, but the wheels have undergone a revision and the larger 17-inch rims shot by the low-profile rubber gives it a sporty touch. It's a similar story at the rear too, other than the contrasting bash plate element which has been integrated into the bumper, which gives it a rugged look. Overall, in terms of styling, a job well done indeed by Ford. If you find the exterior of the EcoSport similar to the old car, I bet you won't say the same once you step inside. That's because you get a brand new dashboard which looks thoroughly modern, and you also get all the gadgets which can rival the best in its segment. The single-tone grey and black cabin now looks sporty, and the new dash is uncluttered and quite ergonomic. You also get a new steering design with many control buttons neatly placed around it. The fonts on the new instrument cluster have been revised too. But in our eyes, it looks too simple and the dot matrix center screen looks old school. The biggest addition though is the new touchscreen system, which is crisp, and the floating display looks really nice. It uses Ford's latest Sync 3 system and is compatible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's a responsive unit too, and the high-res screen is a cut above the competition. Its high placement makes it easy to use on the move as well. Like before, the EcoSport comes loaded with safety features. You get 6 airbags, traction control, tire pressure monitoring and ISOFIX anchor points as standard in the Titanium Plus variant. On the whole, while the quality has improved, some bits like the tacky hard plastics used on the dash and lower cabin reminds you of the outgoing car. As the updated car is still based on the old platform, you get space which is more or less the same as the old one. But Ford has improved comfort, especially up front where the seats are wider and more accommodating. Even at the back, you get more space thanks to the scooped out front seats, and the bench itself is well shaped and well contoured. But as with the old car, you still feel a bit claustrophobic because of the high window line, the big front seats and the all black cabin. Boot space is the same as well, so is the side hinged opening, which isn't the most practical when the car is parked in a tight spot. The space inside though is adequate at 356 litres, and the split folding rear seats further adds to its practical appeal. You also get a height adjustable boot cover to give you a flat loading bay when you fold the rear seats. Apart from the cosmetic upgrades, the EcoSport also gets a brand new 1.5 litre 3-cylinder engine from Ford's Dragon engine family. Now, this engine promises to be more efficient, is lighter, and the 122 horses on tap should ensure good performance as well. 3-cylinder engines usually struggle when it comes to refinement, as the odd number of cylinders results in vibrations and noise. You do feel some vibrations when you start the car where it shudders to life, and also at idle. But apart from that, it's a smooth operator, and even when you work it hard, it never sounds harsh, which is a great compliment for a 3-cylinder motor. But what about performance? With this new petrol engine, you get an option of both, a manual as well as an automatic transmission. Now we are driving the automatic, which is a 6-speed torque converter transmission as compared to the dual clutch which you used to get on the old car. Now it might sound like a downgrade, but actually this gearbox works really well with this engine. The gear shifts are smooth, the engine feels really quiet at low speeds, which makes for a great city car. Does it impress on open roads? On the flip side, as soon as you start driving on the highway, this gearbox starts to struggle a bit. Make no mistake, it cruises absolutely fine where you are doing a constant speed. But when you have to make a quick overtake on a narrow 2-lane road, this car starts to struggle a bit where the gearbox struggles to downshift quickly, and also the engine's relatively lack of mid-range punch makes your work even harder. You also get the tried and tested 100 HP diesel motor from the old car, which remains a refined performer. This diesel engine pulls well from as low as 1500 RPM with a stronger surge at around 2000, which makes it great in the city. Even on the highway, the strong mid-range gives it great flexibility, and this engine feels at home in any given condition. We also noticed that somehow this engine feels stronger than the earlier car, and it is definitely one of the best in segment. In the interest of a more compliant ride, Ford has softened the springs. But it's not a huge difference, and the EcoSport is more or less the same when it comes to dynamics. The slightly softer suspension setup does help at low speeds where this ride feels more compliant, but still it's got a sharp edge to it, and over sharp bumps the suspension does tend to thud. Another contributing factor to the stiff low speed ride can be the large 17-inch rims, and we feel the 16-inch rims on the low variants will perform better. It handles quite well too. The EcoSport always feels safe and predictable around corners. Yes, being tall, it does roll around quite a bit, but it never comes to the point where you feel nervous or scared. Even the electric steering is quite precise, and it gives you the confidence to push the car hard, which makes it a very good drive. The EcoSport then is a huge improvement over the old car. It looks muscular, has a nicer cabin, is loaded with gadgets, and the engines are stronger too. But is it better than the Nexon and the Brezza? We'll soon find out. But one thing is for sure, the EcoSport is definitely back in the game. We would love to hear from you what you think of the new EcoSport in the comment section below. If you want to watch how its competitors performed in our review, click here for the Nexon, Brezza and the WRV. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe to CarWale.